Hello everyone, today I will do room incident handling with Splunk. So I will skip test 1 and test 2, you can read this through this one, but I will skip that. And I will move to test 4, start the machine. And here is the scenario: a big corporate organization where enterprise has recently faced a cyber attack, where the attacker broke into their network, found their way to their web server, and have successfully defaced their website http www. I am really not Batman.com. Their website is now showing the trademark of the attackers with the message "Your site has been defaced" as shown below. They have requested us to join them as security analysts and help them investigate this cyber attack and find the root cause and all the attackers' activities within their network. The good thing is they have a Splunk already in place, so we have got all the events logs related to the attacker's activities captured. We need to explore the records and find how the attack got into their network and what actions they performed. This investigation comes under the detection and analysis phase. So here is the some logs. All the events logs that we are going to investigate are present in index BOTSv1. So I will use this search. By the way, I'm using the attack box. Now, we will start our analysis by examining any reconnaissance attempt against the web server I'm really not Batman.com. From an analyst perspective, where do we first need to look? If we look at the available log sources, we will find some log sources covering the network traffic, which means all the inbound communications towards our web server will be logged into a log source that contains the web traffic. Let's start by searching for the domain in search head and see which log source includes the traffic of our domain. So here is the domain search query that they provide to us. I'm not really Batman.com. I am really and here we have some hints. I will jump to questions. Once record alert highlights the CV value associated with the attack attempt. What is the CV value? I will do later this question, or I can do now. Probably hint is the suricata. So I will use source type suricata first to see. We have 4 hosts, source 4, source type we have suricata, stream HTTP, FortiGate UATM, this is the firewall, and the EIC. After that we have 3 or 2 client IP addresses. What is more interesting? Destination IP, we have these 4 destination IP. And if you look the source IP, these 3 IPs is the same as these 4 IPs. So that is the interesting URL path. We have site Joomla. And what can be more interesting about this? HTTP method that is used: post 13,000, get 18,000. That is a lot. User agent, Mozilla, Python, Atsonetics. Okay. So our site is attacked. And first question is to find the CVE. So using the suricata field, and we need to add more fields. alert category, alert signature. I think that will be enough. So one of these have CV on in text here in value, but normally you need to manually search first event, second, third, fourth. But I already know that here is the CV, so I will jump right on that, and I can see here CV 2014. 14 after that 6271, and answer is correct. Alert signature, on alert signature we can see here CV, so this is the second way how you can find. After that, what is the CMC our web server is using? Content management system. These web applications are used for manage content on the website, for example blogs, news sites, e-commerce sites, and more. So I will delete this and move to URL to see, or URI to see can we find the answer. And here is the answer, it's Joomla. What is the web scanner the attack used to perform the scanning attempts? The first way to find the scanner is through stream HTTP. Now, if you click Ctrl F and look for the scanner, you can find here on this package scanner. If you move more on this one, a lot of the matches, 60 matches on the first side, only on the first side, so that it's clearly that this scanner is used. So it's Atsonetics. And what is the IP address of the server? I'm not really Batman. So here we need to find the destination IP because the attacker is scanning us. So destination IP is this one. That means that is our site. I'm not really Batman. And find source or client IP to see what is who is the attacker. Okay, here is the source IP. That means this is the probably attacker and he's scanning our website. So I found first question, not first question, I found the Atsonetics. Okay, second way how you can find. If you go to source type and you go to Suricata, and on the user agent you can find what scanner is used probably and what other methods are used. For example, here is the Mozilla, here is the Python, and here is the Atsonetics, and that is our answer. One more way how you can find. If you go to source type and you go to FortiGate UTM, this is the firewall, and they have 2,000, 7,000, a lot of the events. And now to look here, the scanner, nothing. No, I can't find now. So to see what is happening here. tag. And now on the tag you can find Athletics Web Vulnerability Scanner. So that means that our firewall have captured the attack on our machine. And here is the one more attack, SQL in action, then bash functions, and another one's attacks. So we have find the attacker's IP, and we have find the I'm not really Batman IPs from our server. So move on to task 5. The attacker needs to exploit the vulnerability to gain access to the system server. In this text, we look at the potential exploitation attempt from the attacker against our web server and see if the attacker got successful in exploiting or not. To begin our investigation, let's note that the information we have so far. We found 2 IP addresses from the recognized phase with sending requests to our server. I found only one for now. One of the IPs is this one. This is I found was seen attempting to scan the web server .17. The attacker was using the web scanner Athletics for the scanning attempt. So here is the stuff they explain to us what we need to do. Next, you can do it alone if you want, but I will help you. This is the reference. This is site from the Joomla Administrative Index PHP site. So that means this is the site probably when someone wants to use brute force attack. They're spamming the usernames and password and launching the attack. So I will move on the questions. If I need to help, I will come here and search for help. Form data is used for to see the credentials, username and passwords what are used. For example, if you see here type admin form data will, and you find and you use command form data with password admin with user and password, and they will present us admin and here the admin password. We will see that in the clear text. So after that, what is the URL which got multiple brute force attempts? As I said, Joomla, only in this site you can use the brute force attack. So it is clearly that this is the site. True, but if I want to find here, one moment, because I used the whole URL. (2,938) attempts or logins. Maybe there's logins, maybe there's failed login. We don't know that for now. And here is this is the answer. After that, against which username was the brute force attempt made? What was the correct password for admin access to the content management system running I'm really not Batman? How many unique passwords were attempted in the brute force attempt? What IP address is likely attempting a brute force password attack against I am really not Batman? After finding the correct password, which IP did the attack use to log in to the admin panel? All of these questions are for associating to the brute force attempt. So this is all for brute force. Now we know our destination IP. Is this one. This is our server. And we will use method HTTP method post. If you don't know what is post, what is get, you need to learn about that. If, for example, post is if you go and click admin, then click login. If you change the state of the site, that is the post request. Or if you go to the Amazon and you buy something, that is the post request. If you click and buy, this is the post. You're changing the state of the server. in get request when you are getting request. So it's simple. What we know more, URL we have, destination IP, HTTP method is post, source type, suricata. I will use source type is equal, or no, maybe it will work like this. And to see that on the table, I forget something for form data should be here that I need for the credentials. But I can't find here this form data. Maybe it's on the more fields or nothing. For now, I will launch this to see what is happening. To make it simpler, not just to run the commands. Source type Ricata, okay. Form data, nothing. So with using the source type, HTTP, which should be now get the form data, but the results not found. My bad. Stream HTTP. Again 0. Here I get the form data. Interesting. Now form data. Okay, now I get. After that, URI. This data PHP. HTTP method is post. That should be all what I found. Destination IP is only one. It's okay, that's work. It's all good. Now to use table form data, destination IP, source IP, why source IP to see who is sending a post request to us and to see credentials what they are sending to us, and URI to see if it is the Joomla administrator page or some another. And that should be all for now. Now we are getting form data. Username is admin. And here is some random passwords. So we can answer here. The one was the question. Against which username was the brute force attempt made? It's admin. What IP address is likely attempting a brute force password attack against I'm not really Batman.com? This one IP. How many unique passwords were attempted in the brute force attempt? 425 I have here. But they're saying us the answer is incorrect. That maybe his answer is 424. But I will not submit that yet. I will need to confirm that. I will let that for the later. And what is the correct password? So now what I know, I will delete this table and I will use form data and equal. This is the wildcard. User name, password to see the credentials. 413 events. Interesting. So to see here the source IPs, I can see that from this IP, 114 is count 114 is count 412. So that means that is the brute force attacks here. I will try it now. And the answer is correct. But here's the one count. What is this? If I go to the site and now only one event. See what is the happening here. Username is admin, password is Batman, and the HTTP status 303. That means that is the correct answer. Batman, true. Normally I think this should be 200 response, but when site is not available on something like that, that is 303. Or no, when site is not available, when the site is redirected from another URL. So if you type password to the server, they will redirect you to another URL. And what after finding the correct password, which IP did the attacker use to log into the admin panel? And this is the client IP, and this is the correct answer. After that, moving on to task 6, installation phase. Once to see what I talk about, HTTP status 303 occurs when a page has temporarily moved. As a result, the server can't connect to the requested resource. That is the explained what is 303 and what is 200. That means that the HTTP 200 OK success status response code indicates that the request has been successed. So that means that normally it should be 200. Okay. Once the attacker has successfully exploited the security of the system, he will try to install a backdoor or an application for persistence or to gain more control over the system. This activity comes under the installation phase. In the previous exploitation phase, we found evidence of the web server I'm really not Batman getting compromised via brute force attack by the attacker using the Python script to automate getting the correct password. The attacker used the IP for the attack and the IP to log into the server. This phase will investigate and payload malicious program uploaded to the server from attacker's IP and installed it to compromised server. To begin an investigation, we first would narrow down any HTTP traffic coming into our server containing term.x. This query may not lead to the findings, but it's good to start from one extension and move ahead. So they provide a search query from the first question. From the first question. So to see what is here happening. Normally you will looking a lot of the time for the .exe. And here is some hints. I will jump to the question. Sysmon also collects the hash value of the process being created. What is the MD5 hash of the program.x? Looking at the logs, which user executed the program on the server, search hash and virus total, what name is associated with the file 3791x. So they already provided us this file .x, but how you can find it on the search menu? You can see a lot of URLs, URL query. Client IP, two IPs. So how we can find it? Another hint here is sysmon. Sysmon also collects the hash value of the process being created. What is the MD5 hash? We need the file name from this. Maybe I can find like this and search for the file name. Does I have here file name, file name? Nothing. File, no. Part file name, no. Stream HTTP. Maybe now I will get file name or part file name. Now I get part file name, okay? That is actually what I need. I can remove this. Now only one event. It's stream HTTP and part file name 3791. But if we want to find hashes, we can't find now hash. Why we can't? Only sysmon collects the hash. So if we need to move the source type to sysmon, so delete all this one to see what is happening only on the file. Source type file. So sysmon events login. And we get hashes 55. SHA-1, MD5, SHA-256, IMP hash. So, but they are different. Each of these are different. So we need only one hash. And only of this file. So we need to find probably the command line to see where is our command used. Use the command line. Here we get only 4 values, and here is our file. There is some another commands with .x. Now we get only one event. If we now look for the hash, MD5, MD5, or what they're looking for us, yes, MD5. Here is the command. Here is the MD5 hash, not command. Another way to find is go to here, hashes, and look. And correct is the answer. Looking at the logs, which user executed the program 3791X on the server? And NT authority user. After that, search hash on the virus total. What other name is associated with the file .x? So now we'll use the virus total. Need to change my dark reader on the light. Like this. Okay, this is the Trojan. What is other name associated? Details and names, you can see eb.x. And answer is correct. Okay, for now I will back to my dark reader because okay. What is the name of the file that defaced I'm really not Batman.com website? What is the name? So if you go and move, I will now clear this all. Here are some hints that they provide to us. Action objective: as the website was defaced due to successful attack by the adversary, it will be helpful to understand better what ended up on the website that caused defacement. As analysts, our first quest could be to figure out the traffic flow that could lead us to the answer to this question. That can be different approach to finding the answer to this question. We'll start our investigation by examining the story catalog source and the IP address communicating with the web server. Again, destination IP is our server and source type is Suricata. Okay, Suricata. And now moving on to destination IP. A lot of destination IP, but we know that this is our server. First one. 30,000 events. So to see URL, can we find something interesting? Can we find some nothing rare values to see? Can we find another localhost? Nothing per name, nothing. This is not helpful. For now, I can't find nothing here. But what is the interesting? I can use source IP on our server to see outbound traffic from our server, because I found it earlier that we have outbound traffic and inbound traffic. So now to see what is our server sending to another IPs or probably the attackers. Source IP only one, that is V, and destination IP. So now we get destination IP. This is probably our local host. This broadcast address probably, and this is the attackers, 10,000, 1,000. So to see what is happening here, go to URL, and I getting some interesting stuff. Okay, nothing. The agent. For now, I don't getting nothing interesting where I can found this picture to see where they are saying where we can find that, what they used. They use source IP, okay, source Suricata, and then destination IP is this one. So they basically say us, hey, use source IP as I'm really not Batman, and then go to the destination IP. You have 7 of these IPs, but only these 2 are from the attacker, and search through first one, the second one to see what is happening on this traffic. On the first one, where is the used this IP was scanning us. URL to see Joomla, nothing. Some stuff, but Here is nothing helpful that can help us. This site is probably used only for scanning and to log in to our website. So I remove that. I will try with another IP to see what is happening on another IP. So another attacker IPs. Now we can find probably something interesting here. That should be some hint. URL vendor suricata. URL Jomla. Now we get POTSv1 is coming for you. Batman JPEG. Now we are getting the file. This is the hint. POTSv1 is attacking group. So to run this command to see is this really answer? Yes, it is. Now moving on to the second question. FortiGate firewall, FortiGate UTM detected SQL attempt from the attacker's IP. What is the name of the rule that was triggered during the SQL injection attempt? We found this answer on the beginning of this video, but I will do that again. So basically they're saying us use a firewall source, okay, and use source IP. So this is attempt is coming from attacker's IP, that is source. So use source IP 14, 18, and 842. +100 source IPs. Oh, that is a lot. So I will do like this is equal 193 events and only 3 selected fields. Interesting fields, nothing here, but we need to find more, 5 more fields. Attack, nothing. I'm not getting the what I need from the firewall. Action. Something is not good because I need normally to get a lot. So from the attacker IPs, source IP, it's correct, maybe like this. FortiGate UTM detected attempt from the attacker's IP. This is the source IP, and here is the FortiGate UTM. I have that already. But the hint attack field that I searched for that, but I didn't find it. Why I didn't find it, I don't know. Nothing again, this is the same results. Okay, I will try like this. FortiGate traffic. Now to see the source IPs, 100 plus, I need to look to 4080. Something is don't work like you want though, so that's the reality, that you need something to. I can find this question another way, but that is not how they want us to find the question. This is how they find, probably. No, this is for another. Now I used attack, probably find like this, attack, nothing, action, action, action. I will try with Suricata, but it obviously doesn't work. Something is... Okay, source IP is equal attacker's IP. 10,000, 70,000 events. And now SQL attempt. Possible SQL injection attempt. Select from. So that means this is the possible SQL injection attempt. That is the possible. The answer, find here, attack. Nothing, alert, signature, action, alert action. Okay. Action only one, category, severity, signature. Okay. What is the name of the rule that was triggered during the SQL injection attempt? No, it needs to be FortiGate. For FortiGate UTM. I remember that I first time answered this question easy. Attacker IPs. So I will try with source IP is equal this or client IP. We can probably find with client IP. Nothing. Client IP now to see what is happening. Probably now nothing. Attack. Now I get the answer. Why is that? I don't know. Interesting. What I did wrong? That is my question. Source IP. I don't know. Okay, command and control phase. Moving on to the next question. The attacker uploaded the file to the server before defacing it. While doing so, the attacker used the dynamic DNS to resolve a malicious IP. Our objective will be to find the IP that the attacker assigned DNS to investigate the communication to and from the adversary IP addresses. We will be examining the network-centric log sources mentioned above. We will first pack FortiGate UTM to revive the firewall logs and then move on the other log sources. So basically FortiGate UTM that stays here and the picture that we find before unbalanced codes. Okay, 3 events. And the attack used a dynamic DNS to resolve the malicious IP. What field qualified domain name is associated with this attack? So if you go to URLs to find the answer and you get the answer on that, remove the picture and correct. One more way is to find here the host manually. Site, here is the site, URL, probably host, but I can't find now. But here is the host name. After that, moving on to task 9. Weaponization phase. This weaponization phase, the addresses would create malware, malicious document to gain initial access, evade detection, etc. Establish domains similar to the target domain to trick users. Create a command and control server for the post exploitation, communication, activity, etc. So we find this domain, access it with this tag. Our first task will be to find the IP address tied to domains that may potentially be staged to attack when enterprise. So if you go into the Robotech site, I did there, and you need to log in to get this information. So I will skip this one. Second one is VirusTotal. On VirusTotal, they are scanning first the first IP, this one from the attacker, and that they get some results. After that, here is the whois record lookup, and this we don't need that for the answer this site. So I will jump to the VirusTotal and use the first IP address. This is this one. Okay. Sixty-three 114. And what IP address has poisonally tied to domains that are pre-staged to attack main enterprises? So this is this one IP. Oops. After that, based on data gathered from this attack and common open source intelligence sources for domain names, what is the email address that is most likely associated with the poisonally empty group? So if you go to relations, you can see here that here is the group and here is the our URL. So what is the email address that is most likely associated with the poisonally empty group? So we have some software, Miranda Tate Screensaver, ABX, but we are looking for email. Maybe in the community we can find something interesting now. In relations, one. Okay, here is the one. Abuse Amazon, that is not the answer. Details. Nothing. Okay. What is email address that is most likely associated with the poisonally empty group? So I will search like this. Maybe I can find here some of the answers. Details. Community. Here is nothing. Relations. Details. Here is a lot of emails, so to search. Now we can get answer like this. On the site Cyber Defenders, someone found the answer, Lillian Rose at poisonly.com. And on TryHackMe Splunk, they found the answer. And it's here, boss of the SOC 1, Medhead Fatty, Gitbok. So this is another way to search. And one more way is to go to site TreatCrowd, search for the IP, or should I search for the poisonly group? We will try both. First group to search to see can we find some related email, lillianpoisonly.com, but here is not the dot. Here is not the at. And here is nothing. So here is not the email. So IP address, this is one from the attacker to see. Can we here find the email? Nothing. One email, but that is not the answer. So only way is to go to the VirusTotal and to find on that way. Task 9, delivery phase. Attacker create malware and infect devices to gain initial access or evade defenses and find ways to deliver it through the different means. We have identified various IP addresses, domains, and email addresses associated with adversary. Our task for this lesson will be to use the information we have about the adversary and use various threat hunting platforms and OS insights to find any malware linked to adversary. Threat intel report suggested that this adversary group Poison Ivy appears to have secondary attack vector in the case initial compromise fails. Our objective will be to understand more about the attacker and their mythology and correlate the information found on the logs with various threat intel sources. So here's the site where we can find the answer: virus total, threat miner, and hybrid analysis. Let's start our investigation by looking at the IP. So for now, we are only looking for this IP, not IP that's starting with 40. So go on the threat intel site threat miner. So click on that. Here is the virus total. Here is the hybrid analysis. And on the hybrid analysis, you get already the link with finished results. Normally, you need to use manually all of that. So here is our host. I don't like this color, so I will make it dark clearer. And we get 3 hashes. So if you go and on virus total and search each of them, you will find out that the answer is this one, if I remember good. Yes, but you can check it on virus total, as I said. What is the name of the malware associated with the poison ivy infrastructure? Now you go into virus total. And search for that. Or you go to threat miner and click on this hash. And you get the file name Miranda takes screensaver cr.x. What virus total said. This is the malware. Battle details and other names. Names Miranda takes screensaver.x. So that is the answer. So you can always find not answer on one site. You can find it on 1, 2, or 3, 4 sites. If you can find on one side the answer, you can move on another side and see what is happening. Third site, when you can find the hashes and the names, is the hybrid. And here is the answers and details about finished. Miranda takes screensaver.x, and here is the answers. If you want that to do manually, where is the byte? Here is the, I should be here, hybrid analysis. And now analyze Miranda screensaver.x, or what was the question? Hash, you can hash start, or file, how you want, that is your choice. Let's go, I agree, and I'm not robot, continue. Okay. Failed to download domain.net not exists. So here is only domain and files. So file and URL, this is only. Then now we need to go like this and analyze. Agree, I'm not robot. Domain does not exist. They doesn't allow us to upload file collection, drop, and we can do like this and search by our file, but we will not do that now because I don't want to take this malware to my computer. And last one question is conclusion. That will be all. In this fun exercise as SOC analysts, we have investigated a cyber attack where the attacker had defaced the website I'm Not Really Batman of the web enterprise. We mapped the attacker's activities into 7 phases of cyber kill chain. And let us recap everything we have found so far. And here is the answers and how they get the answers. And that will be all for this room. Thank you all for the watching. Bye.